The world of Westeros is filled with creatures most people believe are only legends. Dragons, sea monsters, creatures of ice, and beasts that stalk the mountains. But in a world where dragons once returned, perhaps some of these legends are not myths at all. Dragons are the most iconic creatures in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire. Throughout the history of Westeros, no creature has inspired more fear, power, or legend. For nearly 150 years, the world believed dragons had gone extinct. The last dragon belonging to House Targaryen died in 153 AC during the reign of Aegon III Targaryen. Because dragons terrified him, the king later became known as Dragonbane, and he refused to go near them. The death of the last dragon marked the end of dragons in Westeros and beyond. For generations afterward, the only proof that dragons had ever existed were their bones and petrified eggs. Many dragon skulls were kept in the Red Keep, where they once hung in long rows along the walls of the throne room. But dragons would not remain gone forever. Daenerys Targaryen, later known as the Mother of Dragons, became the first person in centuries to hatch dragon eggs. With the birth of her 3 dragons, magic and dragons returned to the world once again. The origins of dragons, however, have always been debated. Some legends claim they came from the volcanic region known as the 14 Flames in Valyria. Others believe dragons may be related to creatures called Firewyrms, which were said to live there long before dragons arrived. Yet other stories claim dragons came from the Shadowlands near Ashai. And in the strangest of legends, it is said that a second moon once cracked open like an egg, releasing 1,000,000 dragons into the sky. When the Doom destroyed the Valyrian freehold, most believed it wiped out everything that lived there. But according to legend, some creatures survived. Fireworms are described as massive, worm-like beasts capable of breathing fire like dragons, though they have no wings of their own. These creatures are said to burrow through rock, soil, and stone. Old tales claim that fireworms lived within the 14 Flames long before dragons ever appeared. Their young are said to be no larger than a child's arm, but as they age, they can grow to enormous sizes. Fireworms are also said to have no love for men. When slaves of the Valyrian freehold encountered them while mining beneath the volcanoes, the tunnels were later found filled with cracked stone, burned rock, and the blackened remains of the miners who had vanished there. But the depths of Valyria are not the only places where deadly creatures lurk. In the mountains of Westeros, even the hunters can become the hunted. Shadowcats are among the most dangerous predators in the realm. They are large carnivorous felines, larger and more aggressive than mountain lions or leopards. Their claws are said to be so sharp that a single strike can disembowel a man. With curved teeth, powerful muscles, and long lashing tails, shadowcats are perfectly adapted hunters. Their thick black fur, marked with pale stripes, allows them to blend into the rocky mountains where they live. These creatures are often encountered along the high road through the Mountains of the Moon in the Vale of Arryn, though some are also said to roam beyond the wall. Their nature is often described as that of a predator silently stalking its prey. In the world of A Song of Ice and Fire, there are also people said to possess the ability to enter the minds of animals and control them. These individuals are known as skin changers. The children of the forest are said to have taught this power to the first men after the Pact. One such skin changer beyond the wall was Varamir Sixskins, a powerful warg who controlled several animals. During a gathering of skin changers, he encountered another man who commanded a shadowcat, inspiring Varamir to seek one of his own. But while predators stalk the mountains of Westeros, other mysteries hide beneath the sea. Merlings are legendary creatures said to possess the upper body of a human and the tail of a fish. Some tales claim the Merlings are ruled by a Merling king, who is worshipped by the priests of the House of Black and White in Braavos. According to the legends of House Velaryon, the Driftwood throne was given to them by the Merling king as part of an ancient pact. Merlings also appear in the heraldry of House Manderly of White Harbor, whose sigil depicts a white merman with green hair and beard, carrying a black trident over a blue-green field. Among the legends of the Iron Islands, It is said that the Grey King once married a mermaid and became ruler of the western seas. Priests of the drowned god even claim that the Ironborn are closer kin to fish and Merlings than to other humans. They believe that in the drowned god's watery halls, mermaids wait to serve the faithful. But far from the oceans, on the remote island of Skagos, another legendary creature is said to roam. The unicorns of Skagos are not the graceful horses often imagined in songs and stories. Instead, they are described as shaggy, goat-like beasts with a single large horn growing from their heads. These creatures are believed to live primarily on the island of Skagos, northeast of the north. Some accounts also claim they may exist on the distant island of Ib. Unicorns are said to be capable of climbing steep mountains with ease. Ancient tales also speak of a people known as the hairy men of Essos who rode unicorns into battle. Even the Skagosi lords are rumored to ride these shaggy beasts instead of horses. The unicorn has appeared in the heraldry of several noble houses. However, these creatures may now be nearly extinct. According to the children of the forest, the unicorns of Skagos have been hunted heavily for their horns. The trade in unicorn horns has even led dishonest merchants to sell the tusks of narwhals as false unicorn horns. Yet among the many legends of Westeros, none are as feared as what waits beyond the wall. The greatest threat to Westeros was never dragons, kings, or the wars of men. It was what waited in the frozen darkness beyond the wall. The others, also known as the White Walkers, are mysterious humanoid beings of ice who dwell in the far north. They are described as tall and gaunt, with flesh pale as milk and eyes that glow like blue fire. According to George R.R. Martin, the others are not dead themselves, but they possess the ability to raise the dead and command them as servants. These resurrected corpses form the armies of the dead. In the television adaptation Game of Thrones, the children of the forest are shown creating the first of the others by plunging a dragon-glass dagger into the heart of a captured first man. Unable to control what they had created, the children eventually joined forces with the first men during the ancient battle for the dawn, defeating the others and ending the long night. After the war, the wall was built to protect the realms of men from the dangers of the north. According to legend, the wall was raised by Bran the Builder with the help of the children of the forest and giants, and powerful spells were woven into the ice itself. For thousands of years, the Night's Watch has guarded the wall. Yet many in Westeros have come to believe the others were nothing more than stories meant to frighten children. But while terrors walk the frozen lands beyond the wall, the oceans of the world may hide horrors of their own. Leviathans are described as enormous sea creatures with bodies resembling massive whales. They are believed to be among the oldest and largest creatures in the world, perhaps even rivaling dragons in size. In 56 AC, a noblewoman of House Farman planned a voyage west of Westeros to discover new lands. She avoided sailing through the northern Sunset Sea because sailors claimed it was filled with dangers, including island-sized Leviathans. Leviathans are said to inhabit both the Sunset Sea and the Shivering Sea. They are also believed to gather and breed in Lorith Bay, and at a place known as Leviathan Sound. The people of Ib, known as the Ibonese, are famous for hunting Leviathans. Their ships are specially built to withstand the violent seas and the immense strength of these creatures. But according to ancient legends, even greater creatures once lived in the seas. Legends speak of two other kinds of dragons said to inhabit the distant seas, ice dragons and sea dragons. Ice dragons are said to roam the frozen regions of the Shivering Sea and the White Waste. These creatures are described as far larger than the dragons of Valyria. According to the stories, ice dragons are made of living ice with pale blue crystal eyes, vast translucent wings, and breath as cold as winter itself. When they die, they are said to melt away, leaving no trace behind. Sea dragons appear most famously in the legends of the Ironborn. According to their stories, a massive sea dragon named Naga once lived during the Age of Heroes. The Grey King, with the help of the drowned god, is said to have slain the beast on the shores of Old Wick. Afterward, he built his great hall from Naga's bones, with her jaws forming his throne and her teeth becoming his crown. If you enjoyed this dive into the legends and creatures of A Song of Ice and Fire, consider subscribing. This is my first video. I plan to explore more lore, mysteries, and creatures from the world of Game of Thrones. Let me know in the comments what legends or creatures you'd like to see next. Please be nice, and any kind feedback on what I should do differently is welcomed, or what you did like. Thank you and have a good day.